Hello. Hello. What's up? What is going on? Alright, we're going to do some Patron deck reviews, but I wanted to just talk a little bit about some new decks I made. I might talk about them more in a video. But because I feel like people would maybe ask uh why I I changed things. Trinket, we need one more for Strict Save and Draft. You want to join us? No, Blues. I got to do patron deck reviews. I appreciate the invite though. I don't know. I'll have to join for more TTS drafts. I've been really busy. Oh, the travel's crazy. Did I see the Mystery Booster Box 2 Secret Lair? I ain't gonna lie. I don't really pay attention to secret layers. These streams keep moving back a day every time. Eventually, it'll wrap back to Wednesday. No, it's Wednesday when I'm busy. Monday, Tuesday. I try to do it Mondays. Okay, all right. I made some changes to a few of my decks. I got rid of a few. Or maybe I should show the ones I got rid of. There's my retired decks. Here we go. Alright, I got rid of this crappy Nin deck. This thing sucked. I got rid of this stack. This thing was terrible. Clues and stacks do not mix because I'm trying to blow up all the lands, but you kind of need mana to like crack clues. I probably should have thought about that. Do I want to draft Secrets of Strixhaven after this? Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, what up, Tacky TCG? Maybe. I don't know what your username is in the Discord, so. Hello, Ginger Dude. Thank you. I scrapped this terrible Nin deck. I love Nin. Nin is a really sweet thing, like sweet commander. I was just trying to do some like goad stuff. It just doesn't work well with blue like I thought it would. Then I got rid of this Venser deck. It literally never worked. I don't think I ever got anything going on. The closest this deck actually came to doing anything was I almost accidentally killed someone with poison, and that's not even the point of the deck. So, yeah, those decks got axed. They sucked. They were really bad. New decks, though, I think are much better. We got a... Oh, whoops. Is this not set as a commander? Set as commander. Why does it not let me do... Hello? Okay. Cool. Can I make this a commander, please? What? Hello? Is lacking the... What? I'm sorry. Your commander category is lacking the premier flag that denotes it as a commander category. A handful of features will not work without a demanded... What? Edit my commander category? What is this? Oh my god. Yeah, I see errors at the top, but like this is stupid. How do I edit my categories? Categories. Commander. What? How? Why? Alright, whatever. Anyway. This website frustrates me. Beyond that, though. I have my commander here. Rahane. So this commander is pretty fun. This deck is just kind of like, is it things that I like? It doesn't even really have a coherent theme. It's just kind of a pile of random garbage. But it's kind of awesome. I want to win a game by taking someone out with where is it? I think it's a sorcery. Yeah, I wanna kill a player with Gandalf Sanction, which is pretty funny. It's set to group by categories. I never want to see a category ever. I don't want to ever see a single category when I'm making a deck. Like I could not care less what it thinks Search for Azcanta is or whatever. Like I don't care. I know what Search for Azcanta is. I want it in enchantment. So I can look at it and go, oh, I know it's an enchantment. It is in my deck. That is the only thing I care about. I hate the bells and whistles on a lot of these deck building websites. And the more that it lets me turn them off, the better it is. Or at least make it like more obvious. I don't know. Like the whole commander thing being locked out there. It's just very stupid. Anyway, this deck is like any Strixhaven cards you're eyeballing for this list. Yeah, probably the dramatic. I can't spell. Probably Traumatic Critique is definitely like one that I'm definitely eyeing for this because I think it's a pretty sweet card. Probably a few others, but that's like the big one that I want to add. But yeah, this deck is just kind of like a bunch of random crap that I think is funny. And that's it. That's like kind of the whole deck. But I love it. And then the last one that I... Oh, no, wait, no. I didn't show this one. All right, well, I'm back to Tormod. This is my new Salvaging Station deck. So, Ishai is only here for the colors, is completely useless to the deck otherwise. I mean, I can see blocks. And then Tormod lets me make a ton of zombies with the Salvaging Station plus like Executioner's Capsule, and you can like blow up every creature. It's pretty sweet. Sounds like a yay for Moxfield. No, Moxfield doesn't let me share folders. It's stupid. Moxfield is also very annoying. I've literally told Moxfield devs, I've been like, look, your website's great, but like, the dang folder situation is so annoying. And they're like, oh, but you know, they won't fix it. I mean, this deck plays like Thopter Foundry, sort of the meek. It's also just kind of a pile, I suppose. A lot of baubles. I have like Sunbeam Spellbomb to go with my Ratchet Field Medic as a way to like flip Ratchet Field Medic around and then like trigger Tormod a bunch. It's kind of funny. And then my new bracket 4 list is Nahiri the Lithomancer. And I'm playing this with like Humility. So the funny thing about Humility is it works on the same layer as Equipment. So as long as an equipment was equipped to a creature after the Humility has been played, all of the buffs from the equipment still function, right? So in a list like this, you know, underneath a Humility, you get to play things like let's Masterwork of Ingenuity. Where's an equipment? Commander's Plate. Or Batter's Skull. So everyone's got a 1/1, but I have a 4/4 with Vigilance and Lifelink, and I'm just like slamming in at people. And then the Nahiri lets me like make 1/1s and attach the equipment to it. So, you know, under Humility with an Argentum Armor, I'm blowing up your lands and I'm just smashing you with like a 7/7 or something. It's pretty sweet. And then the rest of the deck is, you know, some like Hate Bears and like equipment synergy pieces. And then it blows up your lands. So Nahiri's cool. I like Nahiri. This is a really fun one, and I really want to... this ultimate is so sweet. You make a colorless equipment artifact token named Stoneforge Blade. It has indestructible, so the equipment is indestructible, and then the equipped creature gets +5/+5 double strike, equip cost 0. Such a sweet card. I don't... Did they even make a token for this? Oh, they do. Oh, there is one. Look at that. Maybe I should get some of these tokens. What keyboard I'm using? I'm using the 8-bit do retro keyboard. 8-bit do retro keyboard. It's like this thing. I'm using this one specifically. Or mine is this one, I guess, is with the red. That's nice. It's pretty cheap. Oh, I know. If this Nihiri was Boros, oh man, it would be so sick. But yeah, those are my new decks. So I want to yap about those for a little bit. I think they're pretty fun. We'll see. I like this lineup so far. I've been testing the new version of Mina and Den. I think I'll make talk about this in a future video about Bracket 4 soon, but definitely I've been liking this list a lot. It's pretty strong. And then the new like Lorehold is such a sick card. I've been tuning this deck and it's like, oh man, it's like almost there. It's almost like really, really there, but it's getting the right ratios of everything sorted out, getting the right early game looting spells to heavy late game spells. This is probably my first commander deck in a long time that really cares about the commander. And I think it's really funny because I run very little protection for him. I'll also probably talk about this deck in a future video. But yeah, this commander, when this set comes out, I will 100% be snatching up a foil full art copy of Lorehold because it's just such a sweet control commander. Yeah, and then I gotta get into more reps with Ral, but this deck is like sick. This deck is really sweet. I actually just got a I recently traded in a bunch of cards for a Wheel of Fortune for this deck. Got like a really crusty 4 and black border version. Yeah, it's a pretty fun CDH deck right now. All right, enough about my decks though, right? Who cares about what decks I'm playing? Let's see what decks you guys are playing. Oops, that's retired. Where's the deck doctor? There we go. All right. Loves me talking about Karn Gravely approach the deck that you cannot find elsewhere. Oh, which Karn? The creature one? I don't remember. Not run Elish with humility, but it doesn't work. Yeah, exactly. All right. So if you don't know how this works, if you are a tier 2 or 3 patron, every month you get to put a deck list in a big thread that I have in the Discord, and then I just grab them, at not quite random, but if I feel like it, and then I talk about them on the channel. And the way it works is the sideboard are things I recommend you add, and the main board are things I recommend you cut. If you want to, get your deck reviewed on stream like this, all you got to do is click the link below and join the Patreon. Have I done any for April yet? No, I have done a few for April. Okay. All right, let's do this one. All right, this user says, my goal is simple, make as many tokens as I can to ping the table to death with as many ETBs and a few leave the battlefield effects as you can. Use the commander voice to dig for cards to ping even more. Yep, got it. You've considered overhauling blah, blah, blah. All right. Consider overhauling deck. Okay. Deck is way too heavy at 3 mana. Yeah, you do have a lot of 3 drops, and your commander is something you want to be casting on 3. Hmm. Alright, let's make some suggestions here. You've been cheating lately at your LGS to great success. Awesome. How are you cheating? Are you doing like a false cut, or are you just like eating all the cards that would destroy your stuff? Do I remember your Ranar Sway the Stars deck? Yeah, I love that one. You made a Jeskai with Worldfire, and then it'll turn into a Spellseeker combo deck. You have way more fun with it. Oh, but does it run Sway the Stars still? Oh, Karn the Betrayer. Oh, for your mono red deck. Oh, I'm glad you like that Karn list. Yeah, it's really funny. I think I did one stream. Okay. Cards in your socks. That's a classic. You gotta get really long socks though, so you can fit more cards. You also have a Zurgo deck that has too many 3 drops you need to tweak. Yeah, here's the thing is like, alright, so this Zurgo, if you don't know, whenever this creature attacks, you make like a 1/1 do that's tapped and attacking, you sacrifice the being next step. Whenever a creature token you control leaves the battlefield, draw a card if it was attacking, otherwise each opponent loses 1 life. So it's like a Blood Artist effect, except during combat, it's card draw, which is pretty good. I think this is just like a strong card overall. Let's sort by mana value for a second here. This is definitely a deck where like I feel like you want either one of 2 things. Either you want to play your commander on 3 after you have a relevant 2-drop, like a Loyal Apprentice. So, you go Loyal Apprentice, you play your commander, you start making Thopters, and then next turn you play your Sack Outlet or whatever, your Skull Clamp and whatnot. Your Loyal Apprentice has made a few tokens for you, you got some big value, and then you, you're like, okay, cool, I can snowball this further. And in that case, your curve is very much like a 1 if possible, and then 2, 3. Or you want to play your commander later, right? Because your commander isn't something you actually need to play on 3. Because if you play him on 3, unless you have a 2-drop, he doesn't do anything, right? You want to play him with a Sack Outlet, presumably. So, as I'm kind of thinking about it, I don't know if having too many 3-drops is a problem. Because although, like, yes, he has Mobilize or whatever, isn't it better to play Adeline, and then next turn, attack, make a bunch of tokens, play a Sack Outlet, attack, make a bunch of tokens, play your commander, draw a bunch of cards? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to, like, play your commander and draw a bunch of cards, or play your commander, sack a bunch of things in one go. If you just, like, play your commander out there, and then have to play the Adeline next turn, and then mobilize 1, it's, like, a lot slower. I think maybe casting Zurgo on 3 is a trap in this deck, if that makes any sense. Now, in the thing you posted here, you said you've at least considered overhauling more around combat damage and sack during combat instead of death triggers. I feel like you maybe still want, like, even if it's not like an overhaul, I do think you want more Sack Outlets, because the ability to draw cards is still really good. I understand it doesn't do damage to your opponents if you sack during combat, but the flexibility of the Sack Outlets to be let's draw cards now or let's do damage now is really good. So I think you do want more. I think you do want more sack outlets. You know, but I don't think it has to be a lot or even like a full outlet. Like it could be plum the forbidden or something. Whoops. Yeah, this to the sideboard. There we go. Cards like Plum the Forbidden are pretty sweet. You may sacrifice one or more creatures. If you do, you copy the spell for each creature sacrificed this way. Draw a card, lose a life. It's an instant though, so you can cast it during combat. Sacrifice your tokens and just draw 2 cards for each token, which is pretty crazy. Or if you want to deal damage, you're not sacrificing the card draw for it. So you can still get the, lose a life trigger and the card draw. It's kind of like a, 2-in-1. Really powerful card, very flexible. I like it in lists like this. Feldon of the Third Path probably goes pretty hard. Maybe. Feldon's really good with, like, reanimating big creatures. The problem is, like, I don't know, if we, like, reanimate this guy, is it, like, that good? I don't know. It's, like, okay. You're not getting that much mana advantage because it's 3 mana every time. He's really better when you have, like, a ton of, like, 6-drops. But our curve here tops out at 6 with a single 6-drop. I think we're too low to the ground for Feldon. Do we want like a Bitterbloom Bearer? Oh, damn it! I forgot to. Hello? Go to the sideboard. Thank you. What the hell is the? There it is. What is he? Does he have the 2 Village Rite effects? No, but I don't know if we need. I don't know. Maybe. I'm trying to like. I'm debating how much I like the Village Rite effects because they are just kind of like cantrips, and we have like Deadly Dispute and Bitter Triumph. Oh, I mean, we have Deadly Dispute, I guess, not Bitter Triumph. I was thinking of the other one. Do we also need, like, Village Rites? Maybe. I don't know. How is Bitter Blossom still, like, $30? This card is not that good. It is good in this deck, though. I'm thinking about more, like, 2-mana, like, token generator type cards. Just to also sort of get the token plan rolling a little faster. Because even if you're not casting your commander on 3, I do think you have too many 3-drops. Cards to buy later. Okay. These cards Balltown cut? Is that what that is? Cards that he suggested. Yes, Maw the Obstinate is quite good. It is 5 mana though. Settle the Wreckage. If he said to use this on himself, that's very funny. Or if he said you should use this on yourself, that is very funny. Don't do that. This is a terrible idea. Terra is probably pretty good. Into the Fire, yeah, it's okay. Interesting. Staff of the Storyteller, maybe? I do like Staff of the Storyteller. Maybe, actually. Oh, this card's getting a reprint of the new Commander Pickup. That is sweet. This card is very good. Add 4 mana ramp to get to 6 faster so you can double all the 3-drops. Oh, hang on. Let me add this Stadium Headliner. That's already in the deck, right? Yeah, okay. I was 4 mana ramp to get to the 6 drops faster? Like just double spell, like actually to play? This is kind of an interesting idea. I don't know. That's an interesting idea. I kind of like this idea. So this deck is very color pip heavy, which makes it kind of hard to play things like Thran Dynamo. But like, is there a world where Firemind's Vessel is like an actual good card in this list? Because then you go like, you know, turn 2, here's my strike leader. Turn 3, here's my welcoming vampire. I'll draw a card for the token or whatever. Does it say non-token? No, it doesn't, right? Yeah. And then turn 4, you go Firemind's Vessel. Turn 5, you have 7 mana, and then you go cast my commander plus War Leader's Call. Value? Maybe a commander swap to Markov. No, but good suggestion. You ever heard me talk about Wise Mothman? Yeah, it's you can ask questions, man. Wise Mothman? I don't know. It's kind of like, I mean, there's like anything that self-mills. I feel like if you want good cards for a popular commander like that, you kind of just go to EDH Rec. It's like, you know, the quote-unquote whatever is just generically good is probably going to be at the top. If your list is more specific, you know, then maybe I can give better advice. But if you just want like random good cards, yeah, just go to EDH Rec, right? Not that that's a great answer. I you know, it's just true. Huge believer in Scuzzback Scrounger? That sounds like a rude thing to call someone. There's so many Scuzzbacks. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may blight 1. If you do, make a treasure token. Huh. Wait, this is actually pretty fun. Right, because you just put it on one of your random dinky tokens, you get a treasure out of it, and they lose life. Yeah, Mothman is just kind of value, and like Sultai, like graveyard stuff is just good. It's hard to mess up. Scuzzback Stretcher is fun. I like that in this list. I feel like the answer here is, or what this deck needs is more card draw. I know you theoretically have it in the command zone, but you're not built around taking advantage of it as card advantage that much. And I feel like you want a lot of things on board in this deck, right? You want an Impact Tremors effect. You want a token generator. You want your commander. You want a sack outlet. Right? Like you want a lot of pieces in this deck. And you don't need tutors because all the things are kind of interchangeable. So what you need is card advantage. So you can draw into all of these pieces, dump them all, and then if you get board wipe, actually recover. I think that's the real answer. Is just maxing out on card draw where we can is the best way to improve this deck. So I think I think Plum the Forbidden, and Staff of the Storyteller are like must-have adds to this deck. As just like heavy card draw and like a card advantage engine. And then maybe more cheap token generators, like these would be good. I also like Scuzzback Scrounger. I think this is a great card in the list, although I don't know if you'd like need it. What's for Conosis? It lets you attack with your mobilize guys and then remove them so they don't die, but you still make all the tokens. So it's just pretty good with the mobilize stuff. So you don't have to worry about you guys getting blocked or just attack triggers in general. You should be using both for all decks. Oh, I mean, you should be using Scryfall and EDH for all decks. Yes. Yeah, I just meant with your question where you were just like, "What's a good card for Mothman?" Like, I don't know. Like off the top of my head, I don't have like a secret, insane tech for this commander. I've never actually built a Mothman deck, so I haven't really thought about it that hard. So I didn't have some like crazy thing to pull out. Okay, all right. A much more difficult thing here is cuts. What do we actually cut? I want to cut some 3-drops. When one or more goblins you control attacks, create a 1/1. Right, so it includes itself. Whenever the creature you control enters... Oh, it doesn't even care about goblins. It's just anything. It's just a... Okay, cool. Maybe Dalek Squadron is like... It doesn't have anything. It's just Menace and Myriad. That's it. It doesn't do anything else. Get this card out of here. There's so many categories here. Where did that even go? Oh, it went to the maybe board. Okay, cool. It's in here somewhere. Dalek Squadron. Dude, Dalek Squadron is like... I thought it did something. It literally has... It's nothing. That's very funny. Okay, Iron-Willed Forger, I think, is actually mid. I think I'm an Iron-Willed Forger hater. So, it has Lieutenant, which means your commander already has to be in play for this to do anything. And then it copies a non-legendary creature you control, giving it Myriad. So you have to have your commander specifically in play, which is already a high-priority target for your opponents to remove. Then you also have to have a non-legendary doodad in play that you want to give Myriad to. Which means it has to be something that needs to attack, and you don't want it to blow up instantly. And then it like makes 2 copies. It's just like... It doesn't work as often as you want it to, and when it does, it feels really good because all the pieces have come together, but I think it is not as consistent as people think it is. I really hate this card. Legion Warboss, yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's okay. I don't know, it just makes a 1/1 Gobbo. Maybe this is like your worst token generating 3-drop. Because your commander also can make a 1/1, you know? I mean, maybe Warboss. I would say those are my 3 main cuts. For Plum the Forbidden Staff of the Storytellers, and maybe like Bitter Blossom, maybe Scuzzback if you really want. I kind of like Scuzzback. I'm trying to think of a few other cuts though. Because I really do want more 2-drops. Because 2-drops are nice in this deck because of the curve of if your hand works out for it, where you go 2-drop thing that makes tokens, Zurgo, double 2-drop next turn, or just playing one of the other good 3-drops and then setting up for a turn 5 Zurgo is pretty good. What does Thunder of Unity do? Draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. Sure. Whenever a creature neutral enters this turn... Okay. Infect? I think we're all good on the Infect. You feel like you messed up your Mothman deck. You didn't build small incremental mill and went big stuff like Traumatize. So it barely triggered him. Well, yeah, if you're self-milling, you need small incremental for Mothman, yeah. What's my favorite jank commander? I didn't talk about it on a podcast, but it's in a MTG Goldfish video, actually. If you go... what's his name? Tomer made a video that's like 50 commander decks for like under $50 or something like that. If you saw that video... He talks about how I like Ben Aki Hermit. Because when he was making it, it initially was 44 decks for under $50 or whatever. And then And then Fletcher or Elk was like, "Oh, you got to do a round number. You should make one more." And then I don't. I think it was me as a joke. I was like, "Well, if it's under $50, you should do 50 decks or something." Or something, and then he asked for suggestions. So I give him Ben Ben because it's one of my favorite jank ones, and his budget Ben Ben deck is quite good. Um, it's a not a good commander, but it is very funny. But yeah, if you go to the MTG Goldfish Commander channel, I think you can find that video. Yeah, no, Ben Ben is just such a sweet commander. It's not good. He's not good, but it's very funny. I don't even know if I have my old Ben Ben deck anywhere. Maybe it's in retired decks. No. That deck is lost to time. But Tomer's budget one is a really great starting place. Yeah. Man, I want to like trim back on the 4-drops just because like I like this deck being low to the ground, but your 4-drops are all pretty good. Ogre Battle Driver is so nice in this deck. Damn, I don't know. The decks like this are really hard to cut cards for because they're just kind of like all good cards for the deck. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm getting a phone call that I have to take. I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Whenever you try to build a deck with a weird commander, you end up giving it up because it was very weak. I mean, yeah, we're really off topic here about the deck review, but when you play things like Ben Ben Aki Hermit, especially on a budget, it's really tough because your commander is so weak compared to just like, even like an ultra budget Garbo Markov deck is probably going to be stronger. So you really, I would recommend just proxying, but you really need to play like some of the most powerful things to like juice it up. Like this was pre-bracket system, but I was playing in my Ben Ben deck. I was playing like Mox Diamond and Mana Crypt and Soul Ring to like really sauce up the deck's speed. And it was really funny because I'd play these in like really jank decks, and people would be like, "Oh, your deck is so expensive. It's so overpowered. There's a Mana Crypt in there. It's clearly broken." But when you're Mana Crypting out Ben Ben Aki Hermit, it's not actually broken because this card sucks. So this is a deck where I would like. And of course, this is maybe a failure of the bracket system is this where like I can play a deck like Ben Ben that's really weak and really slow and play every game changer available to me, and it's still going to be weak and slow, and not quite fall within what bracket 4 actually is. Blah blah blah. But what I would say is you need to juice it up. Don't hold anything back if you're building a commander like this. Mardu Siegebreaker needs to be in the list. Does it? Devil haste whenever this creature enters exile until it leaves the battlefield. Whenever this creature attacks each opponent, create a tapped token that's a copy of the exile target. Yeah, it is good in this deck. It's a weird tug of war between powerful setup and powerful payoffs. Yeah, and it's just if your deck's theme is so jank, you can have as many fast man and tutor pieces as you want. It's not going to actually do anything scary. Man, adding a 4-drop is so tricky, though. All right, I'm going to hold off on suggesting these because I don't like suggesting cards that cost more than $10. Proxy, 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 and all that jazz. But like, not every playgroup's chill with that or whatever. I need to find more cuts. What have I cut? I have cut Dalek Squadron, and I'm clearing the rest of this stuff just for my own keeping track of stuff. I've cut Legion War Boss, yes. And Iron Wolf Forger, yeah. Whenever this creature is combination with a player, make a treasure token. It has Myriad. Yeah, get this crap out of here. It's 5 mana? I think this is worse than Scuzzback Scrounger. Alright. I think those are my quick cuts. I think I decided that you don't actually have too many 3-drops because you don't want to cast your commander on 3. So like maybe just trim it a little bit. And then you can go 2, 3, 2, 2, and then play your commander and then get value from it. I think maybe that's a better curve. Those are my thoughts. Alec, man, I hopefully you'll watch this and like, ping me in the Discord if you're brewing around this deck a little bit more, because I am curious if you have any other issues with it. All right. Oh my goodness, it is already almost 11. I need to I need to get through more decks. I've been distracted. It's not a failure of brackets, it's a failure of people not understanding brackets or guidelines. Yes. I do get that, and it's not a failure of brackets in that sense, but there is a problem with brackets where people get really locked in on the definitions of them and like the rules of them, and I wish more people understood it as a tool and rather than like a law that they have to follow, because in reality I should have as many game changers as I want in my Ben deck because it's still probably bracket 2. But it's difficult to explain that to people, and then because it's just tedious. You know what I'm saying? Like it's tedious to pull out my Ben deck and be like, hey, there's 5 game changes in here, but I promise the deck still sucks ass. It is still bracket 2. Don't worry about it. Because then you have to like convince people of it and explain it at the start, and that's always been the most like annoying part of Rule Zero, is as it gets longer and more complicated, and you have to convince people of things. And however unintentional it is, I think the benefit of the bracket system has been that you can shorten that. Okay. All right. Moving on to this deck list. First submission. I hope profanity in the deck title is okay. I didn't even notice. What is this? That's fine. This deck is a lot of fun to play. Best advantage, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, not blah, blah, blah. I've read all these ahead of time, but I'm just trying to read out for the chat what they say the problem is for the context. It's weak to board wipes. So, thank you. That is the thing. You really like to juice it up while keeping your bracket 2, and you want it to not lose to board wipes too hard. Okay, cool. Let's see. You don't find explaining that your deck is weak even had many. When it first came out, you thought the guidelines for the pirate movies. I don't know what. I haven't seen the whatever pirate movie is. I don't really watch that many movies, to be honest. I'm not a big like movie guy. Like I like movies, I just don't watch that many of them. And they take a lot of time. What I think is a good commander for milling my opponents out. That mono blue guy. That's just a mana sink. That one's funny. I get that, Mathis. I feel like, yeah, most people understand. I don't know. Maybe I'm just lazy. Pirates of the Caribbean. I've only seen the first one. That was like 100 years ago. All right. I need to figure out what this commander does. Is a 3-mana 2/1 with prowess. Whenever the queen attacks, create a 0/1 wizard. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, deal 1 damage to each opponent. Okay. Interesting. All right. I see why your deck is weak to board wipes, because you have a lot of tokens, and you don't want your tokens all blowing up. This is tricky, because normally my answer in mono red to dodging board wipes is Cauldron of Souls. Cauldron of Souls is a really sweet card. It lets you, man, this card's $10 now. It lets you choose any number of creatures, which includes your opponents, which is fun political stuff, and they gain persist. So it doesn't really work on a commander because it's a 2/1. Doesn't work on the tokens. But it could save your gutter snipe. You know, it'll come back as a 1/1, which doesn't matter because its effect is still the same. You know, your Ashling will come back as the 3/3. So it's like still useful. It's just not as useful in this deck as it is in other lists. You know what I'm saying? Just tricky. You often play with randos and pubs and players who overestimate their understanding of EDH. Look, as a content creator, I can tell you from reading lots of comments, not from you in the chat right now, you guys are all great, but from many other people, they seem to think they know a lot about Magic when I don't think they do. Oh, Talon Gates is a banger suggestion. I remember in my Mana Rocks video, I was talking about my Boros control deck, and there was this awesome comment where they were like, Boros can't be control. I had to click off the video because this guy's just lying. And it's like, this player thinks that they know so much about Magic, but it's really just like Dunning-Kruger effect. It's very funny. And a lot of players are like that, which there's a lot to learn about Magic. You know, a lot of people get really into it, and then they think they know a lot about it, and then they overestimate their own decks and deck building abilities. Talon Gates of Madara is an excellent suggestion. So this is pretty sweet. It lets a creature phase out. So you can use this to protect your commander. Doesn't quite dodge board wipes, but it does, you know, let your commander survive or one key card. And it even works on tokens, because flickering doesn't actually save your tokens. So let's take this idea of Talon Gates, and let's go to phase out in mono red and see if we can find some other cards to help us out here. Okay. And then maybe upkeep, put a time counter on this. Untap target creature you control. It phases out until this leaves the battlefield. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value less than or equal to the number of time counters on this. Okay. Okay. There isn't much other phasing out in mono red. You know, good afternoon, Elecman. Elecman, I literally just did your deck. You just missed it. But it'll be in the VOD. Exactly. There's no law that says Boros can't be control. Exactly. Alright, phasing out didn't work. But this is where EDH Rec might help. If we go to Cauldron of Souls, maybe we can find other colorless cards that will help us protect creatures. What the hell is this? Okay, this EDH Rec plan might not be working, but, you know, That's how EDH Rec works. It'd be like that. Sometimes you find a good gem, sometimes you don't. Nope, not really finding anything useful. So that doesn't work. Okay. Alright, let's try a different approach here. Destructible. Red. What can we do to give indestructible to something, you know? We could play this with Mycosynth Lattice, but that's too quirky. Protecting token, yeah, protecting token seems impossible in mono red. This might be a creatures you control get +1/+1 flying and indestructible. We found it, Eldrazi Monument. Let's keep looking though. Now we can give indestructible to like one thing within equipment. Or the manhole cover. Like manhole cover is like pretty good protection for your commander, or mithril coat. Other artifact creatures you control, well, they're not artifact creatures. See, if you had artifacts, it's way easier. You get like slow bad and stuff, which works really well. Other permanents you control have indestructible. All right, Walls of Bossing Say, I guess, is an option. All right. Hexing Squelcher gives ward. That doesn't stop board wipes, though. Soul of New Phyrexia? Ah. Soul of New Phyrexia. Yeah, that works. Smoke Bomb is really funny for targeted protection. Yeah, but the thing about this deck is it wants to have a bunch of these like dinky wizards in play, so the board wipe is like really bad for them. Okay, all right. So here are protection for board wipe options. Cauldron of Souls is like Eldrazi Monument kind of works. Soul New Phyrexia also works, although you have to hold up like 5 mana. And there's Walls of Bossing Say, but this card's like 8 mana. Talon Gates works for your commander, but you know. So what is our other option, right? The Sanctum is a little slow, I think. So what is our other options? Like, how do we beat board wipes if we're not protecting our board? And the answer is card draw. I have a Skull Clamp in here. Am I sorted by mana value? Yeah, alphabet. Card draw is the answer to beat board wipes in colors like red, right? What you really want is just the ability to draw your way out of the board wipe. So how do we do that in mono red? Like, how are we going to draw all of the cards? And the answer is partially already here. You have Count on Luck. Now, Count on Luck is very similar to many other Magic the Gathering cards. There's a bunch of enchantments that do similar effects. It's like a Phyrexian arena, right? You have Outpost Siege, Valakut Exploration kind of works for this. There's Visions of Phyrexia. What we can do is we can go Outpost Siege, Visions of Phyrexia. There's probably some creatures that do this well enough as well. Who else lets me impulse draw? I don't think any of these commanders let me impulse draw. Yeah, playing a lot of these impulse draw effects. Is there another? I swear there's a creature that does this. I was hoping it would just be here. I don't remember. Oh, Bonehood Dracosaur. That's what I'm thinking of. This card. Very good card. So instead of going for the protection route, we just play all of the effects that let me draw an extra card every turn. So you can curve it in a way where you go, play your commander, play Outpost Siege, name me, and then immediately attack, make one dude, and the next turn, you're just double spelling, right? Because you're like, flip off my Outpost Siege, draw another one. Glorious End goes hard. Just hold on, what are we looking at? We're looking at a Queen Rahane list. Brass's Tunnel Grinder. Yeah, that's a good one. That lets us get some good advantage. Brass's Tunnel Grinder, once you flip it, which I don't know how well we can actually get the boar counters on. We'll see. But once you flip it, it creates a lot of value. But I think these types of effects, just like a ton of impulse draw, and just like max out on card draw, and just draw your way out of the board wipe. Inspired Tinkering is like another good one. And I would say that this is, I think, a better solution than actually literally just protecting your tokens. Like Solar Phyrexia is like funny, but it's not as good as just drawing more cards. All right, so what are we cutting? Let's see. Warden Goblin Charbelcher? It's funny, but it doesn't trigger your commander other than the one time. It's kind of like a lot of mana to not do a whole lot. Wanda Wonder is funny. Two-handed Axe. It's okay. Sword of Wealth and Power. Not too bad. Spell Satchel. Sorcerer's Wand. Soaring Scroll that masters. This card's funny. I think those are fine. I have to read what the hell these stupid battles do. Rotate card. When it enters the battlefield, deal 4 damage to another target battle or opponent, and 1 up damage to okay. Whenever a non-creature source you control would deal damage to a creature, deals damage +2. Sure, that's good for this deck. When this enters the battlefield, there's 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. Cool. Ward, pay 2 life. Whenever you cast a spell, deals 2 damage to each opponent. Cool. See some backgrounds, not sure it's worth it here. I was thinking the same thing. Your commander is already like really important, and we kind of just went over how there isn't great protection in this color combination. So I'm worried that these are not going to work as well as you might want. Honestly, in terms like I would rather just protect the commander with like a commander's plate or like a Swiftfoot boots or something, rather than board wipe protection. You know, you'd probably cut the Mirror-Wing Dragon. I have to remember what Mirror-Wing Dragon does for a second. I always get it confused. I feel like with other stuff. Whenever a player casts an instant resource that targets only this creature. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Yeah, get this out of here. Too many hoops to jump through. What's our curve looking like? A little heavy on 6s. Why are we playing triple triad? Is it instead of stolen strategy? Stolen strategy just lets you. Oh, this is from exile the top card of their library. Until end of turn, you may play the card. Each player exile the top card of their library. Until end of turn, you may play the card you own in exile this way, and each other card with a lesser mana value than. Nah. I think this is just. I think this is worse than just stolen strategy, triple exiling. And this card's not even that good. I just cut it. Mithril Coat. Yeah. Mithril Coat also. I mean, these cards. I hate how expensive some of these cards are. It's very lame. Ignite the Future is what you're thinking of. Is that the card I'm thinking of? Ignite the. Exile top 3 cards. You can play them this turn if the spell's cast from your graveyard. Yeah, the flashback of 8 is like kind of eh. I feel like it's hard to get to. For an impulse draw, you know? I think this is kind of weak. Okay, alright. I think these are my changes. I think these are my cuts. I think they're a little inconsistent or a little slow. And I think you want to add some mix of these. You just cut a mountain for Talon Gates. And then I would add some extra Impulse Draw engines. And then maybe a little bit of protection for your commander and some more card draw. Some combination of these, you know, depending on what you have access to. I apologize that some of these are not very budget suggestions. Like Mithril Coat. This card better get a reprint this stupid Hobbit set. Commander's Plate also really needs a reprint. But, like, you know, these cards, I feel like just protecting your commander and then drawing a lot of cards to just keep making more dudes and, like, getting more value is better. I don't think there's a good way to protect tokens, you know? Alright. I think that's it for that list. Let us go here. Alright. I think I got time for like one more. It's a Flubs list. Alright. Flubs Valakut Storm? Oh, so we're a Valakut deck. Okay. But the idea is to stumble into a high mountain count with Flubs. Potentially change the swamps in Orborg with mountains with a mind hack effect. That's funny. Drop Valakut and do its trigger a bajillion times to take everyone out of the table. Popping creatures and faces as needed until victory. The deck is a lot of fun. You're looking for consistency more than anything. The deck relies on a lot of disparate pieces, and if you don't get them, you kind of just don't play in Dirtle. What an interesting idea for a deck. All right. So this is funny. This is a really funny idea for a deck. Want more viewers? No, I'm good. Go to my block list, yes. Your favorite Turbo Frog? Okay, so our goal, right, is Valakut the Molten Pinnacle and blowing people up with that. I like the idea, and I think the magical hack effect is really funny. Because if we have Urborg, because Urborg has no color identity, so you can put it in any commander deck, you can change the text of it to mountain to then have all mountains. This is funny, but there are better ways to do this, right? Right, we have Prismatic Omen. And then I assume you have Dryad of the Elysian Grove as well. Okay. So when we do decks like this, when you do decks like this, the answer is ultimately going to be tutors, because like you can only do so much with like really specific effects. Like there's only a couple of very specific ones that work in here. Yeah, Rhystic Study. Actually, I think this is a pretty bad Rhystic Study deck, which is pretty rare. So I think we might maybe just want to add more tutors, like a Reapin Sow, or a was that already in the list? Oops, I missed it. Or a Muddle in the Mixture, so you can transmute for your not sync, your, where is it? Prismatic Omen. Dizzy Spell also kind of works for this, because it can grab you crop rotation, which can get you any of the land pieces you need, but it can also get you a magical hack effect, which is pretty sweet. I like Copy Land. Fun fact about Vesuva and Scapeshift is you can't use Scapeshift to get Vesuva and Molten Pinnacle and then copy the Molten Pinnacle, because it doesn't see it. It has to, you know, it has to have like another land. They enter at the same time, so you can't see it. It's kind of a weird interaction. Are we running Field of the Dead? I like Field of the Dead in here. Obviously, I know Field of the Dead is a very good Magic the Gathering card. And it's not crazy to say it's, you know, a good addition here, but it's like a second Valakut for you, because you only have the one Valakut right now, whereas this also does the same thing, kind of. I mean, it makes a bunch of tutus. It's not like, you know, whatever, but yeah. Oh, the Transmute Land? I think it's in here. Where is it? Tolaria West. It's in here, yeah. This gives you a second Valakut. And it's not a second Valakut in the sense of having two Valakuts, but a second Valakut in the sense of a second win con for the deck. Okay. This is such a weird deck. Whenever you guys insert sorcery, target play mills 4. It's another Crucible effect? Interesting. So this is like a bit of a tricky deck to think about. Are you running Urza's Saga? I would maybe run Urza's Saga as well. So Urza's Saga might seem a little weird in this deck, because it's not an artifact deck, but it does get you Expedition Map. So Urza Saga does eventually get you the Valakut. This is a really cool deck. I think it's really interesting. I'm just trying to like think about what else we could add to add the consistency. Oh, we could play oh, what's the green dragon from Kamigawa? It's got the same name as that sushi chain. Crap. What is it? Oh no, I'm like totally blanking on the name of the restaurant and the creature. Legendary dragon. It's mono green. Kura, the boundless sky. There we go. Kura is another great addition here. So this is when it dies, you get to choose one, search your library for up to 3 land cards, reveal them, put it in your hand, shuffle, or he makes a dude. I mean, this lets you just grab Valakut, Vesuva, and Urborg. Like, it basically sets up your whole thing. If you didn't need Valakut, this could be the commander. Do you have any comments on your hunted horror list? Oh. We can look at that real quick afterwards. Can you just DM that to me real quick? Because it's like lost in the chat somewhere. Man, Vibrance is so good. This card's crazy. What do we cut, though? What is the cut? You know what's funny, too? You don't actually have to change the text on Urborg to say mountain. You could change the text on Valakut to say swamp, although you probably want it the other way around. What do I think of lands decks, not landfall? I think they're fun. I think lands are like a really fun fun card type to utilize. I just think ramp is like very powerful, so you have to be very careful with it before, otherwise it becomes kind of just broken. Search the library for a basic land, reveal open your hand, search the library for a land card, reveal open, okay. Mirage Mirror lets you copy a land, that's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, let's suggest a few things. I think we have enough Crucible effects. I actually think we have too many Crucible effects. I think I want to axe like a couple of them. Like, I think we have enough that we can take like some of the more booty ones out to free up a bit of space. I think Terramorphic Expanse and Evolving Wilds are a bit slow. And I think maybe we cut those for those 2 lands. Then we cut these 2 for 2 tutors. And then, maybe 1 ramp piece? Maybe Steve. Okay. I think these are my changes. I think we have enough Crucible effects that we can cut a couple of them. So cutting Glacierwood Siege and Perennial Behemoth. We cut Evolving Wilds and Terramorphic Expanse for 2 other, this is like your plan B backup win con if Valakut is exiled. And then Urza Saga is like another copy of Valakut because it gets you the map and it'll find you Valakut. And then Kura is like a really, really good tutor in this deck. Super like banger card. And then Muddle and Dizzy Spell, I think, are tutor chains that'll get you almost anything you need. Dizzy Spell gets crop rotation, so this is any land in your deck. Dizzy Spell gets you exploration if you need, or expedition map, so it's any land in your deck. It's also a magical hack effect, so that's all good. And then Muddle Mixture is just a useful spell, unlike Dizzy Spell. It's actually just a good counter spell you can use. It gets you this magical hack effect, and it gets you Prismatic Omen, which are both like really good in the list. So I think overall those are pretty banger tutors for this deck. I think those are my changes. This deck is kind of hard to adjust because it's very weird. Is Scoot Swarm in? No, I don't think Scoot Swarm's in, but I don't think it's necessary. I think this deck wins pretty quick once it actually does its thing. I think those are my changes. Yeah. All right. Before we hop off, I want to one more deck to review. We're gonna look at Stiggy's Hunted Horror Dandan list. So, if you didn't watch my video on Dandan, you should. It's very fun. But this is a really cool Dandan list, and I want to take a look at it. So, Hunted Horror is the only creature in the deck, and it's very funny because it's just a card that gets trump blocked a lot. So we need ways to like either kill the horror so the centaurs can get in. Oh, well, the centaurs can always get in. Kill the other centaurs so your centaurs can get in, or kill the centaurs so your horror can get in. So we have Claim to Fame, which is you reanimate it. Also gives haste. Faithless Looting lets you like loot around, which is great. Ground Rift is a storm card that lets your horror get in for damage. This is more cantripping, reanimation. Up to 3 target creatures can't block this turn. Sweet. Also, Arcane Spell, which I think there's an Arcane sub-theme here. This is our sort of board wipe because it doesn't kill the hunted horrors, but it kills everything else. And if you combo it with other removal, you can board wipe and kill a hunted horror, which is pretty sweet. Abrade is pretty great. Zaps creatures, destroys artifacts. Which there's only 2 smoke bombs, but you know, it's mostly for zapping a centaur. See, Brainstorm, top deck manipulation, more top deck manipulation. Fact Vision is very funny in Dandan. Hirobi's Whisper. Splice into Arcane, remove 4 cards from your graveyard. If you control, swap, destroy target non-black creature. Pretty interesting splice into Arcane here. Misinformation, more top deck manipulation. Another Splice card lets you bounce a creature back. Spell Snare. Sure. Smoke Bomb. Dress Down. I feel like you still want more Dress Downs. This is mono black. This is Grixis Dandan, which is crazy. So Dress Down is really sweet because your hunted horror loses trample, but then the centaurs lose protection from green, so you can actually attack, which is pretty funny. And it's got flash, so you can attack and they're like, block with my centaur, and you're like, Dress Down, boom, and you like blow up their centaur, which is cool. Fresh Start. I think Fresh Start might be the weakest thing in this deck. Okay, I obviously I think because this is a very complicated Dandan list, it's very hard for me to evaluate it just by looking at it, right? There were more artifact things at first. Yeah, so the 2 things I'm looking at is 1, Fresh Start I think is kind of weak. The problem with it as removal is if you put it on a centaur, it still blocks the hunted horror for days. So that's not very useful. And then it also isn't removal in the sense that it doesn't put hunted horror in the yard. So you miss out on synergies where you can go remove your hunted horror, unearth, get mine, get it back or whatever. That synergy kind of doesn't work with Fresh Start. Abrade also, the destroy artifact mode feels too meaningless. I wonder if there's maybe a better removal spell here that does something similar. I'm not sure. I would maybe cut 2 Fresh Starts for 4 Dress Downs. I really like Dress Down on this list. It's hard to find people to play with. You only need to find one person. That's the easy part of Dandan, is finding the person to play with. You only need one. I mean, even if you put it on a horror, it just doesn't do anything, right? Because then, you attack with your horror, they just block with theirs. I don't know. It just feels kind of weak. I would cut Fresh Start for 2 more Dress Downs. And maybe the Smoke Bombs. I think the Smoke Bomb is kind of jank. Maybe cut the Smoke Bomb for... I mean, you could just add more misinformations just because it's a fun effect. Yeah. That's my thought. That's what I think about this. I would say I'd have to play it, you know. Yeah, but it takes a long time? Really? I feel like my Dandan games are pretty quick. I mean, I guess it depends on what your list looks like. All right. That's going to be all the deck reviews for today. I'll probably do more deck reviews on the 20th or 27th. We'll see. Obviously, MagicCon Vegas is coming up, so maybe on the 27th I'll be busy with the, travel plans coming up. So, we'll see. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. If you want your deck reviewed in this way, check out the Patreon. Link below. And yeah, that's it. Hopping off. I'll do more of these probably next week. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Spell Snare doesn't work as well as I wanted. Don't think any of your... Yeah, Spell Snare might also be kind of weak. I mean, maybe, because it is Dandan, maybe you just put in Memory Lapse, Oh, you're directly after the... I didn't know what your username was, so I couldn't... Oh, is your deck the Toad Rider? Alright. Alright. You know what? Remind me next time. I gotta go, but remind me next time, Taki. I'll get to it.